Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna be reading poetry. Yeah. Sorry, I was thirsty. Make sure you drink water. Stay hydrated is what I'm saying basically. So, I recently made a post on my Instagram. I have an Instagram, guys. You should go follow it down below. Yeah. I have an Instagram, and I posted one of my poems on Instagram. So I'm gonna read that one first. It is called A Letter, and it's basically my noticings about well, we're gonna read it and we're gonna talk about it later. This is the rough draft. The final is like actually like on my Instagram, so go check it out if you want to see the little cute little thingy. I've noticed that I write poetry like I write letters, and in a way, they are. They are letters to people, places, things. Most are letters to all the people I've loved, and I've loved a lot. Some are letters to myself, although they may resonate with others. And some are letters to places I miss, places I can't go back to, places that no matter how bad I want to go back, it won't be the same. But in the end, no matter the poem, it's homage to myself, to my love, to my past, to my soul, to my heart. So I'll end this poem like a letter with a P.S. I love you. Snap, 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 snap. Yeah, this one was kind of nice. Uh, I'm a thought, thought. I gotta block this because there's like reflection. So I'm just gonna, there you go. I'm a thought daughter, so I think a lot. Like, there's a song that let me just stop moving my head and just get closer to you guys. There's this song that it goes, I don't know. I know the lyric and it's popping up into my head. It's goes like, I you might find the right nighttime, the right time for kissing. I find the nighttime, the right time for reminiscing. And I don't know who wrote it, but I know, like, I remember listening to that song, and that I was like, yes, I agree. I think it was Nina Simone. I think. Don't shoot me. But also, I was for that, like, the places I can't go back to, and the places that, like, that I miss, and it won't be the same. I was like referencing that one song, I'd rather not go back to the old house, but I never will. Something. I know I'd rather not go back to the old house. There's too many memories there. Okay, yeah, I don't need the lyrics of the songs. I don't remember song names, so yeah. I've been so thirsty, guys. I'm think, no, I might be a little dehydrated. I'm gonna come back with cash because okay, in front of me, there's this person selling fans, and I need a fan so bad. And my prom is coming up, and I was like, I'm going off topic, but I'm talking about prom now, okay? I'm gonna get back to the poems later. Um, Prom is coming up, and I'm like, do I go natural? Or do I like, like myself, go my natural hair? Or do I go all out? I'm talking uh, full lace front, makeup done, and like banging dress with some heels, like earrings, fan, clutch. But I'm like, maybe I should just go like this, keep it classy, put a little crown on. But and then I'm like, it's my prom. Nobody. I never like I've never done anything like that in my life. So I feel like that's a little shebang, a final thing. Hi, Birdie. I don't got no food, man. It's so nice over here. I was like chasing the sun today. I'm like a little lizard. Okay, but back to the poems. I think I think the last one I did was movies, and yeah, I've written a lot since movies, like a lot. Let's see. A lot of these are very like deep and personal, so I gotta find the right one. So I think I could do these two. I think I'm gonna stick to three each couple of things. If I read this one before, sorry, this is a reread. I call this one I Miss, and we'll talk about. Somebody's thinking about me, and I'm thinking about somebody else, so it doesn't matter. I can't say that I fully remember that day, but I remember the important parts. Laughing, dancing, sharing, singing. I wouldn't turn back time and do it again. Because even though those days with you brought me more pain, I still enjoyed those days. And I miss them. Sometimes I miss laughing so hard and loud, and dancing and singing like no one's watching. I wonder what life could have been if I didn't push away. If I just could have been braver and stronger, like you. I still think of you. I still walk around the places we've been, thinking that maybe I'll see you once more. Instead, I see people who look just like you, to where sometimes I stop and turn back, only hoping it was you, but it's not. Snap, 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 snap. This one, sorry, I'm like sniffling. But this one, when I originally wrote it, it was about a specific group. Like, well, not a specific group, but like, it was about a specific set of people. Because, like, me, I tend to push people away. And I'm afraid to get close, you know? Like, that's a rational fear. And pollen. Nobody's thinking about me. Allergies. And I'm like, I can see the pollen in the air. So, it was originally about a specific group, but then I was like, you know what? This kind of like, let me broaden it. And I started like, I push away from people for like my protection. Like, I was at a certain point in my life, I'm still big on protecting my peace. But in a part of my life, I was like, I'm protecting my peace. And I kept putting myself around people that were negative. I can't say I don't do it anymore because I still do. I still notice it. And I gotta get better at setting boundaries and doing like I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I have a bad thing with boundaries, and I'm trying to work on that. And like, instead of pushing people away, just explain. And if they don't get it, they don't get it, and just leave. You know, I'm here for a fun time and like maybe a long time, but I'm here for a good time and a long time maybe. You know, life throws curveballs, but as long as I'm happy and I'm doing the things that I love, then that's all right by me. And I like the idea of time travel. That's why I was like talking about this. But I wouldn't go back into time. Like, I know that sounded weird, like reading it, like you wouldn't turn back time to do it again, because even those days with you brought you pain, like that didn't make sense. But a lot of people are like, I feel like, is my opinion. A lot of people be like, oh, I would turn back, I would do anything to go back to those days and like be around those people again. But me personally, I wouldn't. I like the time that we had, but I see why we broke up, you know? I'm not saying this relationship wise, I'm saying this like period. Like, you can break up with people and you can be friends, okay? So, yeah, that's how I feel. Okay. So that's just how I feel, you know? And I also, like, I also do think about how life could have been with if I would have stuck with those relationships, because I think about them a lot. And it's like, okay, I think about people a lot, and they dancing and everything. And I just wonder, like, are we still together? And do we hang out as much? Like, what? Do things change? So, yeah. This one is called "Oh to Be Loved." Most of these were, like, all three of these were made on the 16th of January, February, March. So March 16th, 2026. This is called "Oh to Be Loved." And it goes, I want to be loved. I don't want to manifest a crazy love by writing this. I want to hold hands, a shoulder to cry on, ears that hear what I'm saying, eyes that see beyond my soul, beyond my body and into my soul, lips that let kind words flow like honey, a mind that puts plans into action, strong arms to lift those who have fallen, legs that stand on solid ground even when everything else shakes. And beyond a body, I don't mean these things. I just want to be loved. Is that too much to ask? To be loved the way that I have? Snap, snap, snap. That's it. I said I don't want to manifest a crazy love by writing this, because I was like going to write this poem like so many different times, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, it's like I speaking your things into existence. I believe in that, you know, like the things you put out comes back to you. So, like, I'm very big on that. So I had to preface that in this poem that I don't want a crazy type of love. I just want, like, to get the love that I've given, you know, because uh, this is very sneezy, but I feel like I give my love and attention to a lot of people who are, I'm not going to say vulnerable, but that's the word I'm going to use because I can't think of any other word. To a lot of vulnerable people, because I remember being young and vulnerable and, like, wanting to be loved and, like, taken care of. But, well, not that. Not to be, like, taken care of, but, like, I wanted to be loved. I wanted friends. I wanted all of this, like, when I was younger. And I didn't get that, you know? I was loved as a kid, okay? I just didn't have friends. Like, I'm gonna preface this now because I don't want you guys to be like, you were such a lonely kid. Yes, but there's levels to it. So, this is just me. I said, I will never, 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 ever, ever in my life approach. I didn't say that. I will. I'm gonna go back on my word because I said I'm never going to ever approach somebody who's like by themselves anymore because I feel like that has got me into some bad situations relationship wise, you know. And do I say you should do that? No. Am I gonna probably continue not talking to people because like who are by themselves? No. I just feel like in my young head, that's like that was my problem. I kept talking to people who are like by themselves, and I was like, girl, no. Maybe that's not the issue. It's maybe I'm the problem. I wasn't the problem. You know, like you're never all right and you're never all wrong. Like relationships, you're meant to be in relationships to grow, and a lot of the relationships that I have been in have not been beneficial. I wasn't growing, so I'm no longer in those relationships, you know. Like if a relationship isn't giving you what you need, like serving you, oh my gosh, their outfits are so gorgeous. Anyways, you look great today. um yeah, that's what I think. That's my words of wisdom. Now let me go off topic. Um, we recently written words of wisdom to like younger students in my school, and I was like, you know what? I don't know what I'm gonna say. I was just complaining and complaining, and then when I actually sat down and thought about it, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna say, be careful what you post. Digital footprint is a but, you know, it's like a mean mother, like a mean man, you know. So yeah, that's just how I feel. What else about this poem? Yeah, let's read another one. Okay, this originally, like most of my poems, was for one specific person, but it I broadened the horizon after, like, you guys don't understand how I write my poetry in the middle of like when I'm very emotional. Like I will be in my room in the middle of like the night. Oh, I gotta clip that. I gotta clip the first poem and then post it on my Instagram. But you know, hey, I'm I really hate making short form content, guys. I'm so scared. Can you guys tell? Like, have you seen my channel? I think I only have a couple of videos, and that's when I first starting out. But then once I got my footing, I was like, oh, I can't do this short form stuff. But yeah, this one is called "Where You Are," and I want your input for the last line. I don't know where you are now. Yeah, I'm sad because of it. Before I would see your face and be angry that you were there. Upset at your energy being in the same room. Where are you? At least when I could see you, I could know how to feel. As I pass the places we've been, I smile for a moment and wonder, where are you? Or where you are? Snap, 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 snap. Okay. These are very simple. You know, I was keeping it light. I was in my room in my feelings. Like 419, I think in my room, because I have like 4 poems from 419. 316, 3. I just get in a mood for real. I just get in a mood. And then that's when I start writing. But I'm running out of water. I'm using my other water bottle to hold this up, guys. Okay? I have a metal water bottle and I got this for free. Okay? And I recycle. I don't. But yeah. This one, I I don't know. It was like subtle foreshadowing for some reason. And as you can see, I'm a very reminiscer. I'm a reminiscer for sure. Because half the poems is like, I walk past the places and smile. Because I do. I literally, living in New York City, I walk past half the places that I've been with people. And I think, man, I remember sitting there and doing this. And I it's a little nostalgia. I feel a little sad for the moment, but I'm glad that the moment happened. I'm getting cold. But I'm glad that the moment happened, you know. I'm never trying to keep bad feelings, you know. Anger isn't a good look. So, yeah. I I do say I would be angry at seeing this person. I okay. You guys gotta understand. I'm I'm an avoidant person. Like I'm very non-confrontational. So if I have a problem with you, I'm actually just going to turn in the other direction. And if I can't, I'll just die. I'm just kidding. um, I'll just turn in the other direction, turn the other cheek, you know. And I don't know. You can't avoid. It's very hard to avoid people and like miss them at the same time. Because that's basically what I'm doing. This is like where are you, or where you are, and it also goes in the song. Something, something, where you are, because I'm always gonna be where you are. Saying my ex like my name ain't Steve. I gotta figure out the names of songs, okay? Like before I start mentioning them, I just gotta write them down, because you guys are probably like, what the heck is she talking about? And if you do know what I'm talking about, snap to you, because I I just be going on tangents. Um, and what else? Should I read one last one? Should, how much do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? I don't know. Should I end this on a awkward note? On a squirt 419 one? I like having a microphone. I should just get a fake mic. So yeah, sneezy, sneezy, sneeze. I have to sneeze, and I keep like fanning it away. Okay. So this one is about me. It's only about me. I'm just kidding. If it resonates with you, then I'm glad. Like I make content so you guys can feel like, oh, other people feel that way too. I don't make content just to be, I, okay, I do kind of use it to air out my thoughts, but I also want to be like a big sister, you know, because I have a big sister, but like I didn't have the big sister the way that, you know, like kind of how TV gives you a big sister, you know? Like I always dreamed of the TV big sister, like, oh, I'm sneaking out and now like they're gonna come pick me up from a party and like, you know, like that. I never got that. But, you know, I am basically like your YouTube big sister or your YouTube friend. We don't have to be related. But this one is called Mean Girl. I fear that I am mean, that I should never talk at all because I have nothing nice to say, that my first thought of someone is ill, yet the words thoughts that come out are falsehoods. Maybe my thoughts are my projections on the things that I lack. Self reflection. What do I do if my preconceived notions are true? That my mean thoughts was instead a mean fact? Matter of fact, how do you know if you're mean, and how should I react when being mean too? How do I combat someone's projections for my protection? Okay. Now let me get into this and then we're gonna cut it off. Um I fear that I'm mean because I was mean once, you know? Like, to be honest, if you go back far enough in my life and you talk to people that I've met and hung around, they're probably gonna be like, she was mean. And that's a valid feeling. I don't know what that is on my shirt. I think it's pollen. It's picking at my shirt. Jesus. Okay. And they're gonna be like, Najae was mean. I don't know what you're talking about. And that's a valid feeling, you know? I think I was mean and I regret the actions that I've taken. I'm trying to like have this page not move. And you know, I try not to be mean now, you know. I try to like serve everything with kindness and every mean like you can't avoid mean people in life, unfortunately. There's gonna be mean people. Like and I don't know how to deal with that, you know. I say how do I combat somebody's projections for my protection? Because they say when you're being mean, they're just projecting onto you, and I think it's a nice way to cope. You know, with somebody not being nice to you. Some people are just mean because that's just harbored in them. Like if you have you don't have positive like things around you, it's kind of like it kind of you have no other energy to put out, you know. Like I've hung around mean people, like, and I constantly hang around mean people. I don't say like, and you know the saying, you are who you keep. And I try to push those people away from me as much as I could, but I keep going back to that. So that's why I like kind of wrote this, because I'm like, am I mean? If I keep attracting people who are mean, therefore am I mean? So just, yeah. So that's a valid feeling, you know. And I feel like a lot of the times when I was mean when I was younger, I was projecting, you know. And the first line was fun because it was like being when you're younger or when you're like something that my family, I don't know, other people may say this too. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I was like, with that line, maybe I should never speak, because if I don't have anything nice to say, I shouldn't say it at all. What else? Life is good. Make poetry. When we get a bunch of followers, I would love to read you guys' poetry for you. Or we can do like you guys read your poetry and we like have a little poetry session. A slam, like a little poetry slam. I could see that for us. Yeah. Heart emoji. Remember that I love you. I don't know. I don't want to. I always say this. I always feel like I say I love you, and then I'm like, not in a parasocial way, guys. Like, I love you guys so much. Without you guys, I wouldn't, like, I'd probably still make content. But I'm not getting money from it. But I would, like, I'd probably not be where I am today. Because, like, I'd probably make content, but I probably wouldn't have the motivation that I have now to make content, you know? Like, I have 8 subscribers, guys. Oh my gosh. I know. All the brands are gonna start reaching out to me. But I feel like it's the little things, you know. I've been so caught up in my like Instagram fame, and I don't really like Instagram. I'm not, to be honest, I don't like Instagram at all. But like, Mark Zuckerberg don't shoot me down. Like, and I don't like YouTube either. But it's I'd rather put my energy into like creative things than just sitting around and doing nothing. Like, you guys are keeping me from roaming the streets of New York City all of the time. I still do that, but like I'm in moderation now. So I think I'm gonna end it here. I never know when to end this. I love to chat. Yeah, I love you. Bye.